Welcome to the second episode of my Canadian trip. In this episode you'll see the Algonquin Park during the stunning Indian summer. I have also visited the closest city, Huntsville, and spoke to local people. In the previous episode, which you might have seen if you were subscribed, you can explore Toronto, meet locals and visit the Mennonite country. But now, Indian summer in the Algonquin Park. So I have just left the hotel and here in Huntsville already, it's getting super beautiful with the fall colors. Huntsville is the closest city to the Algonquin Park. The scenic drive takes approximately an hour and shows the beauty of Indian summer. That is the period of mild weather in late autumn, in Ontario roughly between September and November. The green color of leaves fades away, which creates the typical fall colors. After about a 30-minute drive, there is a reason to turn left. So on your way from Huntsville to Algonquin Park, you will find the Wrecked Falls. It's incredibly loud, but it's a beautiful scenery and an easy hike from the parking lot. Definitely recommend to visit. It's not just my recommendation, it was named as one of the 10 nicest waterfalls in Ontario.
My name is Ross.
And Maureen.
We're just outside of Algonquin Park. It's called Ragged Falls, and it's a provincial park, one of many in Ontario. Part of the sights that we like seeing is some of the waterfalls, and there's a lot around the area. This is the second time we've been here this week.
Or this year.
This fall.
Oh, this week, yes. We canoed to the bottom already.
Beautiful scenery with the fall leaves and stuff. I'm sure you've already seen that.
And what is your favorite thing about Algonquin Park?
Myself, it's the wildlife. My wife.
Waterfalls and the moose. And the loons.
The Wrecked Falls were super nice. I've chatted a bit longer with Ross and Maureen, and they recommended me to also visit the Canoe Lake. So on my journey, I will definitely stop by there. Flying drones inside of Algonquin Park is prohibited, so enjoy the views from outside of the park. And at this moment we are passing the gate to the Algonquin Park. It's almost 1 p.m. so that means there is not much time to visit other trails, but I've been told that the Boots Rock Trail is the nicest one of all, especially regarding the fall colors and the views that you might get. Based on the tips from Ross and Maureen, I'm making a left turn. Here at Canoe Lake, many people start their canoeing trip. You will find a rental station and restaurant at this site. From Canoe Lake, another 30 minutes of driving, passing beautiful lakes, brings you to the visitor center. There you find a gift shop, exhibitions about the establishment of the park, and the wildlife you can encounter, including black bears and moose. It's a nice visitor center, but I want to continue my visit outside. And actually, the closest trail to the visitor center is the Spruce Bog Trail. This short, accessible trail guides you through wetlands and many black spruce. But I'm continuing to my main goal of today, the nicest fall hike of the park. I finally made it to Boots Rock Trail. Here at the beginning of the trail you find some information and a map of the trail. According to the sign it should be a rigorous and heavy tour, but the amount of people that I see just going in here with sneakers, both elderly and young people, I think it's gonna be fine. The hike should take a couple of hours and starts with some easy trails from the parking lot. I'm waiting for a moment here on the trail. It was too crowded with people. That's not what I'm looking for when I'm out in the nature. And that also changes my opinion on the bear spray. I got a bottle of it, but as it's so crowded on this trail, it's probably not needed as the bears flee away from sounds that they hear from people. The first lake we encounter is Rose Pond Lake, one of the 1,500 lakes of Algonquin Park. The park is also full of squirrels, one of my favorite animals. Whereas the trail map suggests you to go to the right, I will go straight and visit another lake on my tour. And if you want to go for a workout, take your canoe for 1.5 kilometers to the next lake. From Gordon Lake on, the trail becomes more challenging as it involves more hiking uphill. But there's something exciting ahead. And we have reached one of the beautiful outlooks of Algonquin Park. Behind us we see Rock Lake. This is one of the nicest areas for the views on the fall colors. The area behind us looks very natural and primitive. That is not the case. Many years ago, loggers did take away a lot of trees. And that is why you see many younger trees here. Everything was reforested and the nature started by itself again. Here on the cliffs we find reindeer lichen. This stuff usually only grows when the air is very pure. You won't see it in the city, but you will see it in the nature or in places where, actually the air quality is really good. This whole cliff is full of reindeer lichen, so definitely the air is good. So next time that you see some moss, then you know you're living in a good environment. And everyone's saying the colors are nice in Algonquin Park in the fall. They're right. So I do understand they say this is a difficult trail. There is quite some climbing involved, and here at the cliffs, the depth is really insane. Did you spot that lightning strike in the back? The depth is really insane. I've also seen memorial messages. It means that people have lost their lives here. Here in the forest, it's already getting dark, with the sunset starting in about 15 minutes and 2 kilometers to go. So this part of Boots Rock Trail, the final part after the cliff, going down to the water again, that's kind of boring. They just made stairs in the forest. Brings you down quickly though. What I do like about the signs is that they are reflective, good in dusk situations. So at this moment, Boots Rock Trail is just gonna be a path next to the water line. That's good for me because there's sunlight still from there and the water reflects it. So whereas the forest was really getting dark, this is really doable and nice to see the last orange colors of the sunset. With the last bits of light in the sky, I've reached my car. I found Boots Rock Trail a really nice trail. It was diverse and the view was actually spectacular. So if you're around and you can get hold of a ticket, definitely go for it. I will be traveling back to Huntsville, which is the city where I'm staying. Same as getting here, driving back takes about an hour. The next day it's time to explore Huntsville. Beautiful Huntsville. I just booked a hotel here because it was practical for Algonquin Park, but I was pleasantly surprised by the city.
My name is Morgan Jones and absolutely love living here. Settled in really well. It's a small community, but it's got everything you need here. The natural beauty around is fantastic. There's lots of golf for me to play. There's lots of lakes for me to fish on, so I'm just loving my time here so far. Very happy. Favorite spot? I do love this downtown. I mean, it's small, but there's a lot of historic buildings and there's a lot of really unique small stores. So it's really great to come down here and shop. And today buying candy, but this isn't for me, it's for my nephews and my niece.
In the friendly downtown area, you find the town hall. And also Tom Thompson, one of Canada's most iconic artists. He spent a lot of time painting in Algonquin Park, hence the statue.
My name is Daniel. I love this town. Huntsville, it's very outdoorsy, so I personally kayak and canoe and also play hockey, cross-country ski, and there's a lot of places in the area to do all those things. Just north of here called Arrowhead Provincial Park, and it has beautiful cross-country skiing. Also, you can hike there. It's quite nice. Also, there's a number of great shops downtown. The Nutty Chocolatier has... I like the frozen yogurt personally, but if you're an ice cream person, great ice cream, lots of nice treats. There's a great bookstore that my dad loves to buy books called Cedar Books. If you get a chance, it's independent bookstore. There's not a lot of those in Canada anymore. It's quite a relaxing place to live, really, Huntsville.
Another relaxing aspect downtown is found behind the main street, River Mill Park. It's a great starting point for kayaking and has a chill vibe. Morgan still had a favorite spot to share.
The lookout, which is sort of back that way, and it takes you right up to the top, and then you overlook Fairy Lake. So I think this time of year with all the leaves, I'd recommend that. Yeah.
So both Morgan and Daniel recommended me to visit a lookout, and I have to admit it's a beautiful sight. It's an easy 15-minute walk from the city, with the last part being quite steep, or you can park your car here as well. But be aware that it might get crowded with tourists here. But forgetting about that, it's a beautiful area. Having also seen this part of Huntsville, it's time for me to drive south again. At this moment I'm driving on Highway 11 down south. I just left Huntsville and I have to admit it was a really nice city. Originally I calculated 1 day for Algonquin and then to drive south again. I would definitely say Algonquin you could use a few days, and also for Huntsville you could definitely spend there a day. It's nice to do a canoe trip. You can go to the Lookout Trail, do some shopping supporting local businesses, and there just was a very nice calm atmosphere. And today involves quite a bit of travel again. I will be driving for more than 3 hours going from Huntsville back to the south to the Niagara Falls. I'm making a few stops on the way, of which I will show one in this video. Next ones and the Niagara Falls you will see in the next video. And I've just arrived at the high falls in Bracebridge. Closest to the parking lot you find Potts Falls. Those are the smaller ones, but they're cute. A few meters away you find the high falls, making water drop 15 meters. It's also connected to a power station to use the power of water. There is more than 3 hours of driving left today before getting to Niagara Falls, so I'm on the road again. If you subscribe to my channel, you'll be the first to know when the new episode is up. You will discover Niagara Falls by night and day, and you will also see some parts of that region. Thanks for watching now and see you in the next one.